Hey everyone, welcome to a Friday live unboxing. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm really excited for you guys to be able to see what's in the box. I'm also going to show off some creations from Chris Lewis King from the subscription box as well. And then you can always look too on our page and we kind of give you ideas and things to do with your subscription box. This month, if you are looking to get different subscription boxes, we have two options. So the first option is the jewelry making kit box, and you get 3 kits each month in that. And then the other one is the treasure. This month in the jewelry making kit, you got a check falling leaf necklace. There was a bracelet as well as a fun pair of earrings too. So check that out. And each month I try to give you different colors, different ideas, different stitches, all of that as well too. And this month when it comes to the treasure box, that's what I am going to be showing. Also, if you do want to subscribe today, all orders at PotomacBeads.com today get a free, very full bag of check glass, and it is a check mix. It's a treasureful mix of some harvesty, Halloween, fall colors. So any order today gets that for it. So let's unpack the box, and I'm going to show you also how to use some of the materials that are in the box as well. So this is the Best Bead Box Treasure Edition. All right, so here's the box. If you've never seen our subscription boxes before, they are magnetic boxes, and they open and they have the magnet on one side, and then they close up and that snaps to it. My box, I'm recycling. I had to put it into a box and I didn't have one at home here. So that one does come apart here. And that is your subscription box. In each box each month, you are going to get approximately 17 different items that are part of this subscription. And let's get into what's in the box. Also, just to show a little bit, I did a live unboxing last month on Facebook, and just to give you an idea if you've never seen one of these before, what they look like. Last month, you can see some of the things that I was making with it. It was the Ocean Vault mix, so it had lots of golds and blues and greens and some beading wire and storm duos, and I've played with this and kind of created and started doing some brick stitch and some fringe. That was last month's Ocean Vault for September. And for October, you'll notice I'm wearing a sweater because it is cold outside. I woke up this morning, it's turned into fall. I'm not super excited about it, but I'm dealing with it. So since it is fall, we are going into the Lavender Latte series. So lavender lattes are my drink of choice. Hopefully you like them too. Also lavender, just the color because it's nice and pretty. Lavender Latte is our box. I also do love a good London Fog, which has the milk and the lavender and all of that in it too as well. So this month we are cozying up to warmer vibes with pinks, purples, autumn tones. The box features gemstones, pearls, crystals, seed beads. Enjoy laser cut latte cups with swirl steam accent to glue and layer onto your very own cozy latte earrings. Pour yourself a cup, get creative, and let your imagination steam. So I'm gonna go into this one here. Hopefully you can let me know if you love lavender lattes or if you hate them. So I'll show those little lavender latte cups here. There's 2 parts, and then I'm going to go in and actually show you what those look like, and we're going to be creating with those lavender latte cups. And if you need these, they are online. I think they're still waiting on their photo, but we do have the lavender latte cups available online if you need more. So this one here has been really inspired by all of the different kind of fall tones and colors. You can see right here at the top is all the crystal stuff, but getting kind of all those fall tones, colors, drop mixes, all that funness. So we're going to start out actually with my favorite thing in the box. This is a gemstone, a full gemstone strand, and it is a faceted rondelle mixture of some purple tones of jade. So they take jade and they'll dye it, and they dye the jade to make it into these different purple tones. So each one repeats itself 3 times, and you have the beautiful bright purple colors. You have the pink and nice deep purple, and then more of that lavender color as well too. Those are all on that 16-inch strand. Pop a little crystal in between each one and make yourself a necklace. That's a nice, easy, quick kind of go-to. In addition to the gemstone 16 millimeter strand that sparkles like crazy. You also have some 8 millimeter old lace pearls. And when we do this, so I like to give a variety of items, and I would rather have more items. And somebody said, what do you do with a half strand of pearls? It's like, well, I usually only use a half strand of pearls per pattern or per thing that I'm making. If you want to do a whole strand of pearls, obviously you can get more. There's always on the outside of the packaging, if it's an item that we carry, there's the item there. So that way it allows us to get more variety in the box as well too. This one has the 8 millimeter old lace pearls. We also have a beautiful vintage check glass tube bead. It is a 6 by 8 millimeter tube, or 4 by 8 millimeter tube here, and it is in beautiful luster colors. I had some Miyuki vintage copper 8 OC beads that I thought would look great, whether or not you're just dropping them in between each one of the pearls. Even if you want to put the copper with the purple, it really does make it pop when you're looking at those different colors as well too. To go along with that, to hang down, I had done years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I had gotten these in a green color, and these are my nice topaz color. I did a twisted pair of earrings where I put some beads on the top of these, and I thought the brown for this season would look phenomenal, kind of hanging from the earring, putting a cluster beads on top. They looked great with this vintage color of the rice-shaped beads. So if you want to put those on top, you can look at those as well too. So pretty with all of those different combos and colorations. They have a hole at the top, so if you've been looking, and they have that there. So I have a twisted wire. It is a French wire drop pattern that shows you how to twist the wire. Actually, I was showing that a little bit on our last live as well too, how to do kind of that wire twisting. That shows how to do it on the top of these drops also. From there, I have a beautiful mix that Jody picked out of my Superduo beads here. So sometimes we know that a pattern may only need, 20 Superduos or 30 Superduos. And rather than giving you just one color, we like to mix them and change it up. Because these also, the mixes, the idea of it is you can use these mixes together to make something like the Superduo herringbone bracelet. This would look gorgeous with all those fall mixtures and fall tones combined. So this is the October mix of the Lavender Latte Superduos. We also have a tiny strand of 2 millimeter pearls. So I did a half strand. Instead of one whole strand of 2 millimeter pearls or one whole strand of 8s, I decided to do half strands of each because I would love for you to mix and match them. I used a different shape to go along with it. This is a 3 millimeter cube in the Crystal AB. I like texture, I like variety of sizes. When I do a whole strand, I don't want to do just a whole strand of 8 millimeter pearls. I think if you mix in the 2 millimeter in between that are slightly a tiny bit of a different color, mix in the cube then. So you've got your round, you've got your Crystal AB cubes here. And they're kind of hard to see in there. I had to put them in a leaf for the photo here. It is the cube beads that would look really nice in between those pearls as well. In addition to that, the Miss Jody to pick out with her Superduo beads. And then also we thought they looked gorgeous with the pearls. We have a number of different patterns, including the diagonal stitch where you can use the 8 millimeter and 2 millimeter on the side. So you can do a standard pattern here, working in and doing the 2 millimeter with the 8s in the middle, the 11s with the 2 millimeter on the side, 8 millimeter in the middle, and then the 8.0 and the 11.0C beads on the side. Just a really quick, gorgeous drop bracelet. Also, if you didn't notice, speaking of drops, these are the check drop mix. The check drop mix was a mix that was inspired by the Superduos. We were talking about, okay, should we put the pink drops with it? Should we put the cream drops with it? And mix them all up together to get this beautiful hue and tone of those simple, soft fall colors. Notice I'm wearing kind of those soft fall colors today as well, with the pink tone and that grayish beige on top. So kind of matching, I'm matching the box here today with my outfit in the box theme. Threw a little bit of that purple in with a little bit of a bigger melon, the purple and pink swirled melon. again, kind of going along with if you need one bigger bead to go along with that mixture of the strand. I've had these and I've been waiting to give them with something that had point and purpose, and I think the drops really make those beads stand out at the top. So if you're doing an earring where you put these at the top and then you fringe down all those different drops, it's a great mixture to it. I couldn't give you purple in the box without giving you some purple crystal options also. These are the tanzanite or the amethyst bicones in the 4mm size. Same thing here if you want to create that diagonal stitch bracelet, drop those purples into that mix too. It's just really soft, pretty fall tones is what the box is. Phyllis says she loves the box. Thanks so much, Phyllis. Actually, I just grabbed your live sale order too. So your skulls are, you'll get a shipping notification soon. As soon as I go back to the warehouse, we're shipping those. And then the checked inlays with the marquee gold. These, if you can't tell here, were picked to match with the pearls. So you could put these in the middle of your pearls, as well as, again, just all the tones go so well together. As we were building this, Jody and Lauren and I were kind of pulling all the different beads together and looking at them and seeing them, and I was like, this is a gorgeous, beautiful box. And even Nick, our graphic designer, after Nathan sent him the photos, he was like, this box photographs really nice. I was like, that's because all the colors are gorgeous and look so pretty with all the different tones and all the different pieces in them. You'll also notice this little container of E6000 glue, which the E6000 glue, I know you've gotten a couple of them lately. We're working on, for less waste, kind of creating a smaller version of the E6000 glue tubes and having those as well, because you probably have a lot, although the E6000 glue is great for all kinds of different home repairs. My kids, I don't know what it's called, the handle, the flusher of the toilet, they, by accident, somebody forced it down tight. I actually think it was my niece, my 2-year-old niece, and ripped it off. So I currently have that bonding with E6000 upstairs right now. So one of the reasons that I gave you E6000 is because of these fun little coffee cups. So first thing I want to do, because I actually didn't look at this yet, I realized that there was a box sitting on my desk, so kudos to Chris. There was a box sitting on my desk, and Mimi loves, loves, loves her paper clips, so thank you for that. She came running to me yesterday as I walked in the door, and she's like, Daddy opened the box from Miss Chris, and look, there's a surprise in there for me. So she's already planning it for all of her friends. So Chris, this is my first look of the things that you made with this month's treasure box as well too. So I'm gonna unpack for you the goodies that Chris made. Oh, this is so fun. With the treasure box. So number one, Chris, these really are super amazing. Here is number one. I love that she's been thinking outside of the box, pun intended here. And she used the leaf, covered the hole with some drops here and did some bead embroidery, which if you got the subscription box and the kit version, you'll have the very first pattern by Chris that is included in the subscription box, a beautiful pair of earrings to get you started in that bead embroidery. So here is the bracelet or the pendant that she did with that bead embroidery as well. And then see how pretty those beads are just in the color that they're in normally. And then sticking a 15-0 and a delica in between each. I like the change up in the size. So you have the delicas and some 15-0s. Delicas are coming in next month's box. Little hint, hint. Got some delicas and a little pattern going along. Also, like I was saying earlier with those Superduo beads and getting those mixed colors of Superduos, they automatically add variety and texture. So this is just that zigzag snake bracelet going in with that peyote style of the Superduos. And cute ending here. Oh, I forgot. They were in here. I forgot to show them. You also get the diamond halos as well here. And I'm restocking the gem duos as we speak. So those are getting stocked as well too. And also, in case you have been wondering, O beads just came in. Delicas, we're doing a final count before we receive the new ones here, just to make sure our inventory is correct. We have 3mm, 4mm, 6mm, 8mm fire polished restock on the way. Everybody's finally restocking, and that allows us to purchase and restock as well too. So cute little ending here with those at the end to give a little bit of focus to the end of that design here. And then here is a cute little one. This is the bird's nest, I think, was one that was closest to this. that you can do with that copper. And I like with the 11Os and showing all those beads again, looking together, really, really pretty. And then some earrings. So I'm gonna show you the little latte cups here. And I figured Chris would have some in hers. I thought this morning, I was like, oh, I should have made something already with the latte cups. I bet Chris has. So Chris, these are so fun. I'm gonna show you them as well too. So Erin and I, who is kind of master of all machines and things at Potomac Beads, and just very artistic and gifted as well, we were talking about how it would be really cool if we could have steam coming out of our coffee cups. Because originally we were just gonna do coffee cups and hang them down. And instead, we did a 2-piece resin. So you can simply use your coffee cups if you want to, but you can also use your steam. If you don't want to use the steam with it, it kind of looks like a ramen bowl. So you can use them either way, but that's why we gave you the glue. I'm going to show you how to assemble these little creations as well. And when you look at them too, something to think about with the resin is that creation of doing layers. So we have the wood forms that we do, we have the acrylic forms that we do, and just a little bit of glue will go a long way with those. So when you get your bead tech packages here for your forms, we do make these in-house. So we come up with the ideas, we come up with the patterns. Faith has come up with a pendant. We've had Jody come up with one of the next ones. Susie gave feedback on November's month. December treasure laser cut item is super, super fun. Erin worked up a really, really cool idea. So the first thing you'll see me doing here, I kind of had the vision and then he went with it, and it's great. So December treasure acrylic is going to be awesome. Here is, you can see that I'm peeling currently all of the paper off the little steam cups here. So in order for the resin not to burn, you have the little protection sheets basically in there. And you can see the little extras here. They kind of make it almost look like a gold in them. So I don't even know that I want to take these out. I kind of enjoyed that they looked a little bit golden. But it's a little paper. The paper protects it from from burning and scoring on the laser. That way it doesn't not get a burned look on it. So you have your little, again, kind of steaming ramen bowl there if you don't want to use it. But the idea is that you're going to take your coffee cups, which we're going to peel here. And you can certainly take the paint markers and doctor them up however you want. We went back and forth with clear, and I was like, no, I really like the pearlized one because this is kind of like one of the most fun things that we do for the treasure box, is that we get to decide and create each month a fun little project for you using the resin almost every month. So you can see, look, so we're going to stack them one on top of the other. So we're going to take our lavender coffee cups here, and we're going to apply a tiny bit of glue and glue those two resin pieces together. You can see that it lines up pretty perfectly. We made them just a tiny bit smaller so that way they hide behind it, just a hair of an inch. And they're going to stack one on top of the other, and then they have the hole in the top. If you want to use the coffee cups just as they are and have it look like the coffee's pouring, you can also do it by its handle. We made sure that the handle was kind of reinforced for that. And then it is both sides, so when you do your earrings, like Chris did here, we had the plan of facing the coffee cups opposite direction. And Erin was like, do I need to make them opposite direction? And it was his blonde moment. He's not blonde. It was his blonde moment, and I was like, well, can't you just flip the cup? And he's like, yeah, okay. Forget that I said that. So what you can do is take your E6000 glue, and you really don't need much of this. I already have an open tube here. I think it's open. Oh, that one's not open. Let's see if I have an open tube. I'm starting to collect them. This one's definitely open. So here I have this open tube of E6000 glue. And what I'm going to do is just apply a tiny little dab, and a little dab will do you. If you want to, you can take something like, the nice thing is this is like a resin, so it doesn't dry super fast. If you want to, you can take something like a little mandrel here and kind of scratch up the back a little bit of the resin. And what that will do is make two bonding. I should have done it on the other one too. It makes the bonding surfaces a little bit nicer, and you make sure that you don't, that it doesn't come apart. So you skewer or score both sections of both pieces. And that's it. You're gonna have one sit on top of the other, and then you can put wire or cord or anything that you want through here. I also thought they would look really cute when looking at the box. Where did I put the box? There it is. The colors look really cute with the copper, if you want to stick some copper little drops on top of it. It also looks great with the purple crystals too, that you could do a little purple crystal cluster underneath it here. And yeah, the coffee bean beads would be cute with the cups as well. So cute. I should have thought about that. I think we have some more of those that you could put a little coffee bean on top. If you got any yesterday in the Potomac Picks deal, you can put those coffee beans on top. I didn't even think about that because I had latte in my head so much, but I guess it could be a coffee too with the steam coming out. Great idea, Phyllis. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to show. So again, I love this box. I think it's gorgeous. I think it was great colors, a lot of the team input, because more people, great ideas, like Phyllis just had with those coffee beans. Should have put coffee beans in the box. Bummer. Should have ordered them and put some in. All of these different beautiful colors in the box, beautiful creations, and beautiful designs as well. You can always go to PotomacBeads.com and go under the Learn to Create and look for patterns there, and actually put in the name of the beads that are in the box, and that will get you patterns. The other thing that I wanted to show is many of the beads that are in the box can be used with cord. And I had a customer that was talking about the cord, and she said she got the 0.5 millimeter cord, and it wasn't able to fit any beads. The main reason is because it is fraying at the end, so it was really hard to get any of, say, the check glass beads. So if you're getting an order today, or even if you want to place an order just for the knotting cord, it's really fun, or the subscription box. Most check glass has a 0.8 millimeter hole, meaning it should fit on the 0.5. It actually even will fit on the 0.8 sometimes because it kind of squeezes it a little bit. So if I have this check glass mix here, that is the falafel. It's the falafel. Nathan thought he was fun when he named it. If I have this one here, sometimes I can get them through, but see how it kind of bends and it's annoying. I get that bead through, and then it'll bend, and it's like, okay, I can't quite get this bead through. Why is it not going through? And it'll get stuck, and as it starts to fray, you're like, okay, why is it not coming out the other end? What I wanted to show was how to use this cord. So I have a number of different ways. We have it in the 0.5 and the 0.8 millimeter. One way is to take that glue of yours. So you got the E6000, you can take super new glue, and you go in and you can paint that glue, and you can put that on it, and it'll stiffen it and make it like a needle. Problem with that section is sometimes that it actually gets too much of the glue on it, and it actually gets thicker because it works and it goes on and kind of has a coating on it as well too. So the way that I do this is I actually burn the knotting cord. The knotting cord is a synthetic cord, so I'm going to show you. I have a little flame shooter here, and see how when it lights, it's going to start to ball up. This makes a big ball at the end, which is really useful if you're going in and you are going to be burning the end because you're doing knotting or you're working with it at all. This one is a great way to end the end of your cord. The other thing that you can do, I'm gonna look for my scissors, which I've always been struggling with lately. Mimi's been coming down and hanging out with me some down here, and things get moved and used and all of that good stuff. All right. So that's your balled up end. And you can see now it's hard, and I can chop that off if I want to, but it's going to keep it from fraying, and that way I have the knot off. So you go like this. You light it again. That synthetic material will burn. I let it burn for a couple seconds, and then I take my plier and I stretch it out. And I wasn't ready with my plier in my hand, but see how that's stretching it out? And it's becoming more narrow. So I'm going to burn again because I totally wasn't ready with my plier. Oop. I let that ball happen for a little bit, blow it out, and now while it's hot, I'm going to stretch it. So see how that's creating almost like a hairline piece. Taking my time, really stretching it, and doing this slowly because I want to pull that into the longest piece of thread that I can. I'm trying to show you how it is. And notice how it has that little point now at the end. Now at the end here is curling a tiny bit, but guess what? That now just became your needle. So I'm going to go in here, trim off the very end, but look how thin that is at the end. So now I can go in and I can say, all right, pretty easy to put those items on. Put it on, right on it goes. So it works as its own needle, and then you don't have to worry about going in and, if I could see, my eyes are getting old. And now I'm preaching to a choir too, but man, it is hard to see the holes of beads sometimes. It's getting harder and harder. I need some cheaters. I'm resisting. But you can go in here, put these on, and you can see that it made it a nice narrow end for that to go on to the end of your cord. So one thing to do then is you can knot obviously wherever you want to, but notice how that made it almost like a needle there at the end, makes it much easier to go in and to burn and then add on all of your little beads with small holes. This also works for the 0.8 millimeter cord as well too. So now I can go into this cord even if I want to. This one's wet, so I'm going to put that to the outside. But I can even go through the end of my coffee cup here if I want. Take that through, and I could use cord at the top or hang that down where I put my little latte cup, a little coffee latte cup there on top, and hang something down from it as well too. So I like to show how you can use in the Bead Tech cord. I know it's come in some past boxes as well, and that's been a question. We also have it in a lot of different colors, so it's super tempting online, and that's the trick that I find is the easiest to go in and create, is that you can't necessarily do a big eye needle, because if the hole, if the bead doesn't have if the bead does not have a hole, that was a mouthful. If the bead does not have a hole that is big enough to go through, then 2 times, then you're stuck. So instead of bending the wire back using a big eye needle, this one will allow you to put smaller beads onto that. You can even get, let's see in the box here, the 80 seed beads onto the cord. And this is a trial. I can't remember if you can get the 11s on as well too. Sometimes I think you can for the 0.5. The 0.8, you're going to stop at 80s. But these here, which almost look like a needle, see how I got that on? No problem there. Got that 11 seed bead onto the 0.5. And you can knot along the way. You can have fun with those different beads and create as well. So, I've got too many beads on my tray. But that way those beads go right on there as you pull out the cord and you go in and you have that as well too. So, I found I need to stick my needle in the stem to put the little slivers of cutting out. I love these so much. Oh, thanks. Yeah, so talking about having these, I actually, that little paper right there, they are little tiny. So I already did it where I kind of went in and picked them out. But remember also, let's see if I have any of my paint pens handy. Oh, I have a gold one handy. So remember, you can also use a paint pen. Of course, the lid's off on this one, so let's see if that works. And what I'm going to do is actually keeping the paper on, I'm going to paint that onto it before I pull the paper off. Because kind of in that little empty hole now might shine and shimmer a little bit of the gold color. Once you peel the paper off, if you want to, here's a white one. You can go in and paint and wipe really quickly, and then the black would get in the interior if you want that, the steam and those steam holes to be a little bit more exaggerated. So this is not by any means dry, but pulling it up, then it has a little bit of that gold pen right inside those little facets there, in those little cuts of it. So lots of different things that you can do again with them and with the leather and with the different styles of beads. So just to show one more time for those of you that want to place an order today and you're like, should I get the box? Should I not get the box? You should definitely get the box, especially because today you also get, any order today gets this free huge bag of the falafel mixed, the fall mix. I said call it the Halloween mix, and Nathan was creative and called it the falafel. I read it and he's like, read it again faster. I was like, oh, it's falafel. Okay, get it. All right, so you get your coffee cups here. You get your vintage rose 11-0 Azuki seed beads. You get a 50 pack of 3 millimeter crystal cubes. 11-0 seed beads in the vintage copper color, which is a color that is a cooperation, they call it, or cooperative color. It's Miyuki seed beads in either crystal or white, and then they get sent to the Czech Republic and coated. So that's kind of a fun little knowledge for you. Those beautiful vintage Czech tubes. You have the 2 leaves, and I'll show Chris's stuff again too. Your Superduos in that beautiful October color mix. Tanzanite crystals to highlight the purples throughout the box. A half strand of 8 millimeter pearls in the gold. The 2 millimeter pearls as well in that cream color. Your 15-inch gemstone multifaceted rondelle strand. Your tube of E6000. Your inlay gold marquise. The diamond duos, so these are halo for diamond duo or gem duo. The drops in a variety of colors. Your melon beads in the pink and purple swirl. And then again, those little coffee cups. So I hope you enjoy this month's box. I had so much fun creating this month's box. It was really nice to go in and create this lavender latte. And I wish I was drinking a lavender latte. Instead, I'm drinking some watered down juice, you know, changing it up a little bit. Had a lavender latte yesterday, actually. But it is chilly out today. We've got a football game tonight, the band going. Life is going. We've got homecoming this weekend. So busy weekend for us. I'm sure it's a busy week. Oh, tweezers. Yes, and tweezers too. I think they never made it back into my sample box, the tweezers. You also got tweezers. That's right. Thanks so much for reminding me. So yes, you also got tweezers, which is the other reason that I showed the cord as well too, since the tweezers can be used for knotting. I don't even think I have a pair of tweezers right here to show you them. But it's a tiny little pair of tweezers as well that are in that too. So. Remember, as you get into a new season, I've got to do some new jewelry. I've been wearing these kind of all summer long. I've got to progress into fall. I have all of these beautiful beads that I can make into my designs and into my necklaces, pulling in the pearls with some of those as well too. Can't wait to sit down and create and play. I usually wait till after the boxes, and then I'll make a little something as well too. So the tweezers are the best. Use them for decorating cookies too. Oh, that's a good idea, Dee. The decorating cookies are a fun one. Remember, if you want to place an order at Potomac Beads, we do different deals, different discounts. Make sure you get on our email list. I do send an email daily. It's like my routine. I get up, I do things for the day, and I send an email to everyone with what the deal is, some inspiration, some ideas, all of that every day as well too. So it's a little dose of your daily beading. You can also tell us you only want them once a month too if you don't want to talk to me every day. That's okay. But if you do get the emails every day, you'll notice that there are different deals and there's different ways and to save and to gain as well too. So today you get that free big bag of the Czech mix as well for your orders. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching the unboxing of this month's treasure box. Can't wait to see what you guys create with it. And if you haven't checked it out yet, you can go to potomacbeads.com/subscribe, or right there on the homepage it says subscribe. You can hit that subscribe to the box, and it'll show you the 2 different options of the treasure box, which we just showed, and then the kit box, which has 3 kits each month. Thank you again to Chris. Shout out. Hey, Chris. I'm like looking that way like you can see me. or that I can see you, but it's where the comments come through as well. So thanks guys so much for joining in. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on Tuesday, unless for some reason our container ship arrives. And if the container ship arrives Tuesday, I'm going to send a message that says, so sorry, the container ship arrived. So we need to literally unpack a full container. So I get a good workout in. So thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.